Oh, auntie Hall, please help me save some money. So it is October 3rd when I am filming this video, and I don't know if you noticed, but Christmas is like, 3 months away, and every beauty brand has been hyping up all of their holiday launches. And I don't know about you, but I feel like that's a long time. Like, this is early. I haven't even wrapped my brain around like Halloween yet, let alone Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like, it is literally, it just became fall. It is still like 75 degrees outside. I haven't even been able to wear like a scarf yet. I do not have like the mental capacity right now to comprehend Christmas shopping. But all of the brands out there are basically throwing at us all of their holiday launches, and like it just seems like the Sephora and Ulta like new pages have just exploded with stuff lately. So I figured now would be a good time to do a holiday anti-haul. And to be honest, this will probably be like a multi-video situation. Like, I'm sure that come closer to actual Christmas, Hanukkah, like end of the year celebrations, I will have more things to say about the stuff that I'm not buying. But I figured because there is so much stuff, why not start now? They're starting now, so might as well just join the party. If you are new to my face here, hi and welcome. My name is Lauren. Thank you for coming and hanging out and chatting about beauty, or well, beauty that I don't want with me. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you will click that little subscribe button down there and come back for more goodness in the future. I do also post like tutorials and tip videos and all kinds of other good stuff, so hopefully you will enjoy some of that. And if you haven't seen my previous anti-hauls, I will link them for you guys in the description box if you want to check them out. I have talked about eyeshadow palettes I'm not gonna buy and some other general stuff I'm not gonna buy, and I'd like to kind of make this more of a regular deal on my channel because quite frankly there is just too much. There's too much in the beauty world. You don't need all of it. You need to like keep some money in the bank for other life experiences and whatnot. So I'm just here to kind of share my thoughts on what I personally do not need in my collection and do not want to spend my money on. This is in no way me telling you you shouldn't buy these things or you should feel bad if you already bought these things, because it all comes down to preference. I personally, as a blogger, have a ridiculous collection of makeup and skincare and all of that jazz, so I really don't need more. I love testing and reviewing new things, and sure, I will buy stuff, I get sent things in PR, but I feel like that makes me a million times more choosy about what I'm going to get, because I feel like something has to really impress me and do something new and different and interesting for me to actually want to go and spend my money on it. So without further ado or further explanation, let us get into the products from this year's holiday season that I don't want to buy. Side note, while my Sephora app is pulling up here, if you'd like my makeup situation, this is basically a full face of Tarte products from a set that I got from QVC. So I'm going to be doing a review of this makeup on my blog probably in the next couple of days. I will link it for you guys in the description box if you want to find out more about it. So this may sound a little extreme, but I kind of feel like I have whole brands this year that I'm probably just gonna anti-haul their entire collection of holiday goodies. And really, these are like the same brands that every year, they're big names, they let out huge collections, there's so much hype, they've got like tons of really pretty, cute, limited edition packaging, but every year it's kind of like the same deal. The quality is never quite as good as the regular permanent products. Everybody gets like really hyped up about them for a couple months around the holidays, and then nobody talks about them anymore after the holidays are over. And to me as a blogger, I just like, it's not worth it. I have a bajillion eyeshadow palettes, I have a bajillion blushes, like I do not need any of these massive ridiculous collections. It just does not appeal to me, and if I can't blog about it or I can't write about it for the next 6 months to a year, then it's kind of like, why do I need this? So the first brand that I want to talk about is Tarte. Now obviously, as I just mentioned that I have Tarte on my face right now, I love them. I love Tarte. I have a lot of Tarte makeup in my collection, so there's really no shade to Tarte. I do not need their holiday stuff. It's just like, it is overwhelming how many products they've released. This year's packaging looks really cute and gold and festive, but I just don't need it. For example, let's take this Tarte limited edition treasure box collector set. In this bad boy, you get a whole bunch of eyeshadows, 2 blushes, 2 bronzers, a highlighter, a full-size eyeliner, a mini mascara, and a mini liquid lipstick. So like, it says that this is a $433 value for $59, which makes you think that you are getting like the most incredible deal of the universe. However, it's a little bit misleading. First of all, if you were gonna get like a full-size Tarte eyeshadow palette, it would set you back around $50. And so yes, granted, if you were to buy like some individual full-size Tarte blushes, an individual Tarte eyeshadow palette, a liner, mascara, all that kind of jazz, like it would cost you more than $59. Sure. Would it cost you $400 though? Probably not. Like, I can't imagine if you were to buy, like, I think really where they're getting you is trying to sell you up on the value of the eyeshadows, basically saying that each individual pan, if it was retailed like individually, would cost like $15 or something crazy. But you're never gonna buy Tarte eyeshadows that way. You're probably gonna get it in a palette. So don't let them make you think that you're getting some insane deal that you're not actually. The second thing I have noticed about Tarte, and this is something like over the many years I have been blogging, every holiday this comes up. So Tarte normally manufactures their products in the United States, but at the holidays, all their holiday products are usually manufactured in China because they need to make a boatload of them and they need to do it very quickly. So the, Chinese manufacturing plants can apparently bang out that product really quickly. That being said, the quality, I have heard, has never really been quite as on par as their regular, like, permanent products. Now, I personally have pretty much always avoided actually buying Tarte like limited edition products at the holidays, but I have gone and swatched some things, and to be honest, like, I've never really felt like that it's really wowed me. First of all, the actual packaging, all this stuff comes in, it's like really bulky, and I really just don't want to chance it. I would rather spend $50 or $40 on a Tarte palette that I know is going to be amazing and that I'm going to be able to use in tutorials and on my channel for like the next year, as opposed to getting one of these giant bulky collections that is going to be super hyped up for the next 3 months and then no one's ever going to talk about ever again, and may or may not be good as like the real deal stuff. The same thing goes for this Too Faced Boss Lady Beauty Agenda. Basically, it's like a planner with an eyeshadow palette inside of it that also has a blush, bronzer, and a highlight, kind of like similar to the way that they laid out the Nikkie Tutorials collab palette. And then you get a mini mascara and a mini matte liquid lipstick. And now, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of those girls that I love planners, I love cute stationery and office supplies. Erin Condren is life. I love Rifle Paper Company. It's like half of my office is decorated with their stuff. But as much as I love all that kind of stuff, do I want this? No. I'm gonna go on Black Friday to Michael's and get a beautiful planner for $10 that is exactly what I want it to be and to look like, and it's going to have exactly the layout that I'm looking for, and odds are they have like so much stickers and planner stuff and it's going to be a ridiculous deal. Like, Michael's has amazing Black Friday deals. Like, if you've never shopped them and you like crafty things, you got to go check it out. But yeah, I would much rather do that than get this planner, which to me, I can't see it ahead of time if I'm going to order it online, and it just doesn't look like it's anything super exciting to me, not to mention the fact that it looks very juvenile. Like, I think this particular product is basically being retailed towards moms who are shopping for their like preteen, adolescent daughters, like their daughter's 14, just getting into makeup, needs a new agenda for school. It's Too Faced, it's a popular brand, she's probably gonna freak out. I, on the other hand, I'm 30 years old. I do not need this. Also, side note, is it just me, or does it feel like every single year the Too Faced limited edition holiday palettes all kind of look the same? Is it me? Is it me? Anybody? I mean, every year it's like a neutral palette that's got a purple shade thrown in there, some kind of teal shade thrown in there, maybe like a little extra pop of color, but like nothing really that earth-shattering or that unique. So honestly, I just feel like it's $58. But why? Like, I would, again, rather get like the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette than get this. As much as Too Faced has been a little shady and I have a lot of things to say about why I haven't really been talking about them very much on my channel as per late, I do love my Sweet Peach palette and I do use that one all the time, and I think that would be a way better investment than this. And then, of course, there's Benefit Cosmetics, which is another big one at this time of the year. They come out with like 800 little holiday kits that are filled with all kinds of deluxe size samples of their products. Quite frankly, I feel like I have had every deluxe size sample of every Benefit product known to man, and I'm like really kind of over it at this point. When I first started blogging back in 2013, like I really loved Benefit, I really used a lot of their products, but I just kind of have fallen out of love with them. I definitely gravitate towards a lot of other things. Pretty much the only Benefit product I used religiously is my Hoola bronzer. But other than that, like even their brow products, like there's a lot of other stuff that I like more, and I just don't really feel like I care very much about Benefit. It's not really my jam anymore. So I don't really feel the need to pick up any of the Benefit holiday sets because I just like have too many mini products to begin with. I do not need more of them, and I really don't like feel any particular attraction towards any of those Benefit products. I don't really have anything new that I want to try. Now, a product that I do really think is beautiful, but I personally am not going to pick up just because I don't feel like it's calling to me, but I don't think that it's bad, and I think that it's definitely worth getting if you like the shades in this palette, is the Kat Von D Saint Sinner eyeshadow palette. Now, I picked up the Metal Matte palette. This was the holiday palette from Kat Von D for 2016, and let me tell you, I love this freaking thing. It is absolutely stunning. You got this gigantic range of matte shades, as well as a rainbow of metal crush shadows, which have a more metallic foiled appearance. This palette was like, I think, the best deal of 2016 for the holidays. Like in terms of bang for your buck, this palette retailed for around $60, but it is absolutely massive. Like look at how big this is compared to my head. It's huge. And just the colors were so different. Like it's like a rainbow, but it's muted. Like it's not neon and crazy. Like these are colors that are actually wearable, and you can create so many cool looks with this. I use this a ton. I use it for Halloween. I use it for all kinds of stuff last year, and I really loved it. This year's palette is really cool. It is supposed to be inspired by the like stained glass windows of Gothic cathedrals, and it actually is shaped like a window, and you have like the saint colors on one side and the sinner colors on the other side. You have a mixture of matte and metallic-y different shades in there. It doesn't specifically have like the Metal Crush formula the way that the Metal Matte palette did, but it looks like it's a really interesting palette. I just don't really feel like those particular shades were calling to me enough to want to invest $62 in this palette. I think if you're a collector, if you love Kat Von D, like the packaging is out of this world. It is absolutely stunning. Like it's a really beautiful palette. Her eyeshadows are a really, really wonderful formula. They're very easy to work with. They're pigmented. They're really nice. So I would say like if you like the shades, or you know someone that you think would like these shades and you want to get it for somebody as a gift, I am sure that it would be worthwhile. I just personally am feeling a little like eyeshadow paletted out. I have a lot in my collection that I love. Like I feel very happy with what I've got right now. I can create basically the majority of the kind of looks that I want to make with what I already own, so I don't really feel like this would be a very smart investment for me personally. Now, something else that I feel like people might be a little bit surprised about that I am definitely not going to buy is the Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette. I only own one Lorac Pro palette. It's the Lorac Pro 3. I do really like that palette. I find that it is a very buttery palette, although I think the shades do muddy together a little bit if you overblend them. So it is not like my absolute favorite eyeshadow formula in the universe, but I do think that it is nice. I do not own any of the Mega Pro palettes. I know that they're like a big collector thing. I know that Lorac brought them all back for a limited time. People were freaking out about it. I just, again, feel like they are massive palettes. If you're going to use the majority of the shades in them, it might actually be worth owning, but I just feel like I don't really need them. The colors in the Mega Pro 4 didn't really call to me. I never really felt like I really liked any of the Mega Pro palettes. I think the Pro 3, the one that came out last year, was probably the closest to something that I would be interested in buying, but again, I just feel like so many of the shades are very dupable. In other palettes that I have, it's a big palette, which means it's going to take up a lot of space and be kind of a pain in the butt to store. And again, once it sells out and you can't get it anymore, it's kind of like bad beauty blogger behavior to be using products that your audience can no longer get. So I wouldn't really want to buy something that wouldn't be able to like be incorporated in looks that I'm doing 6 months from now, if that makes sense. Now, just in case you were curious, this palette does retail for $59 and it comes with 32 eyeshadows. So it's basically like the size of 2 Pro palettes put together. So it is definitely a good value. Each of the Pro palettes retails for around $40, so you are saving a little bit of money there. But again, unless you personally really love the shades in this Mega Pro 4 palette and feel like you're really gonna get a solid amount of use out of them, you probably don't need to get it. What else do I not want to buy, Trend Mood? Show me things that are launching so I can tell the world what else I don't need in my life. To be honest, I feel like there are so many things. There are so many like little sets and products. I don't have time to get into every single one of them. So let's just talk about Rihanna's holiday collection for a second. So Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty back in September. The entire internet beauty world basically exploded over it. I did pick up a sample of the foundation to try, so I may do a wear test or something like that for you guys in case you're curious. But I haven't like fallen into the Fenty hype. Like, I think it's really awesome that Rihanna's launching this line. I think everything looks really beautiful. But I just like, I have so much right now that I need to review. I don't need to inundate myself with more makeup right now. There is such a thing as too much makeup, people. Just putting that one out there. So looking at her holiday collection, it looks like there's going to be this really colorful eyeshadow palette launching, which does look really cool. And then I think there's going to be some funky lip products and some other glittery stuff. The packaging is like very sort of like holographic duochrome, rainbow chrome, whatever the heck that's called. It looks really cool, but do I need any of it? Probably not. And I don't know if this stuff is going to be limited edition or permanent to the collection. And if it's going to be limited edition, I definitely do not need to buy it for all the reasons that I have said like 3 times already in this video. Like, it is tough. Like, I love blogging about beauty, but I definitely feel like it has changed how I think about buying products compared to when I was just the average consumer. I had a whole lot less then, but it didn't really matter if I was getting a product, if it was being discontinued, if it was on sale, because I was the only one using it and no one else was going to see it. Now I sort of feel like every time I buy something, I'm really thinking about this is an investment in my business as opposed to just fun for myself. So I don't know that I'm going to necessarily need to jump on the Rihanna train. I don't really feel like I'm also one of those bloggers that needs to blog about every single new product launch and needs to do it before anybody else so I can get a gajillion views. Like, y'all know that's not really what I'm about. I want to talk about the things that I think are really cool and interesting that I want to share with you guys. So I'm probably going to pass on the Rihanna holiday collection. It looks cool. If you want to get it, go for it. I just probably should save my money. I almost forgot one, so it's a good thing that I remembered. So this palette is like everything you would think that I would want. And let me tell you, there is a small piece of me that wants this palette like real bad, but there's no way in heck I am spending $80 on this freaking thing. Like, no. No. If you haven't already guessed, I am talking about the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit. It retails for $80. It has 6 different products in it. It has their ambient lighting powders, it has their blush, their bronzer, like their strobing powder. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful. The packaging is rose gold, which you know is like the way straight to my heart. But that being said, the amount of product you get per pan in this palette is so minuscule that there's no way I can justify $80, to buy it. So just to give you a little comparison, I have this 3-pan palette from Hourglass. Like, I really love the ambient lighting powder formula. They originally released this palette as a limited edition, like holiday thing years and years and years ago, and now it's pretty much permanent. And as you can see, based on the size of the pans versus the size of my head, that these are still pretty small pans, but like the entire amount of product you get in this palette is about the same as one full-size powder. This retailed for around $60. One powder was like 50 something, so I was like, all right, I will shell out a few extra bucks to have some more variety and try out some different shades, because a little goes a long way with these powders. That being said, the pans in this ambient lighting edit are smaller than these ones, like half the size, which is super, super teeny tiny. I'm gonna try to do a little math in my head here. It looks like each of the pans is 1.3 grams. So 1.3 grams times 6, that's what? 7.8 grams? 7.8 grams of product? Let us see how much you get in an actual full-sized pan. Now, I don't know if the amount of product in the bronzers and the blushes is different from the regular powders, but just as a little FYI, one full-size bronzer has 11 grams of product and retails for $50. So you are getting, what did I say, 7.8 grams of product for $80, and one full-size bronzer, you get 11 grams for $50. So in terms of your value, bang for your buck, you're getting seriously screwed by buying this palette. Really, you're paying into the beautiful packaging and the ability to try a bunch of different products. But the pans, they're so tiny, and if you're gonna use a face product, I feel like getting a full-size blush brush in those blushes or a bronzer brush in that bronzer is gonna be tricky. So like, no, I would much rather invest in one full size of one of those products that I really love. I go to Sephora, swatch them, pick just one, or even to get the 3-pan palettes. Like, they have a couple of the 3-pan palettes, and those retail for what, $62? Let me see what the math is with this. Okay, so the 3-pan palettes have 3 grams of product per pan, so you get 9 grams for $60 basically. So still way less product than a full size, but you're definitely still getting more bang for your buck with the 3-pan palettes than you are with the 6-pan edit palette. Needless to say, do I need any of them? No. They're beautiful powders. I think they look gorgeous on the skin, but they are stupidly expensive. I have other things that I love. I do not need to spend my money on that particular product, and I think if you're interested in Hourglass, I would recommend go swatch them, figure out the one that you want, buy it in full size, because that edit is like a really, really big ripoff. So I think I'm going to wrap up this anti-haul here. Again, I could probably talk about a bajillion products because there are so many little like stocking stuffer sets and lip product sets and like a bajillion launches, and we could probably sit here and like I could just scroll through the just arrived feed at Sephora and be like, nope, not gonna get that. Nope, I don't need that. That probably wouldn't be super fun for you guys. If you have specific products that you want to know whether or not I'm going to buy them, leave a comment down below, tweet me, post something and tag me on Instagram, whatever. I'm around, I'm on social media, so all of my links for everything are down in the description box if you want to follow me on any of my social media platforms. I love chatting with you guys, so let me know what you're interested in hearing more about and whether or not I'm going to buy it, so that way for the next anti-haul I can be prepared. If you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure you give this one a thumbs up. I really appreciate your support. And again, if you're new to my channel and you want to see more from me, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. Before you go, I hope you guys have an awesome October. Enjoy fall. Enjoy this and don't get so swept up in worrying about the holidays yet. Take your time. Figure out Halloween first. One holiday at a time, people. I feel like we don't need to rush things. So I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.